and happy Halloween season! It is upon us! So my parents were out of town on a trip for the weekend, and so I'm house sitting for them. And I thought, hey, what better way to spend the weekend than scaring myself with no hopes of being unscared because I'm completely alone all weekend? Let's tell some ghost stories. I've had a fair amount of paranormal experiences in my life that have kind of stuck with me, and I don't consider myself a paranormal gateway person of any kind. Like, I don't have any special paranormal gifts from the beyond. But it is funny / strange how many paranormal experiences I have had. I personally believe that they do exist. You do not have to enjoy this video. If anything, you can just enjoy me messing up telling a story, scaring myself. So without further ado, let's get down into business. Most of my paranormal experiences actually happened at this house that you may or may not remember. It was the beginning of my YouTube career, and as such, that house is very iconic for me, not only because I started YouTube, but because so many weird things happened in that house, not only to me, but to my entire family. But it was like this house drew in such a strange energy. Most of the experiences actually happened in the basement, or the lower level of the house, where I did most of my filming, which is funny. Mostly what we would feel was just eyes on us as we were walking up the stairs. Like, at some point I would be walking up the stairs, this happened a few times. I would be walking up the stairs and I would feel something sort of like pushing me. I would never feel hands on my back pushing me, but it was like this force that was just sort of like, yeah, go faster up the stairs, we want to be alone right now. One moment that really sticks with me the most is I was downstairs by myself. All of my family were up completing dinner. I was gonna go grab a journal from my desk in my schoolroom, and both desks, my sister's and mine, had an antique phone. It was like a replica phone that rang like an antique phone. I was walking into the room and I didn't think to turn on the light. It was very dim in the room, but I didn't really want to turn on the light. So I'm walking towards my desk and suddenly I just freeze because I didn't feel like I was alone. So I just sort of stood there for just long enough for one antique phone to just burst ring. One of them, of the two. There was even one in the hallway that didn't ring. Just that one phone. And I turned around to leave because I was not gonna be in that room anymore. I turn around towards the door. I swear, nothing will convince me otherwise. A woman in a white nightgown walked past the doorway into my older sister's room. Like, it was literally 5 feet from me. I did not want to look into the room. I just calmly took a breath and left. Maybe a month or so later after that, I actually was standing in daylight in the schoolroom again, and I heard a sweeping noise, like almost like paper on a desk. I leaned around the doorway into my sister's room, and off her desk, just one single solitary piece of paper was flying, and it settled on the floor. No explanation. I can't tell you if the AC was on or not, like it's possible that it was. Weird stuff. Anyway, so a long time passed, and besides the feeling of being watched, we never really saw much. Maybe I saw a face through the bars of the staircase, and I only just saw that just once, and I'm not sure if that was just my imagination. Later, Laura and we were going into the schoolroom, and it was nighttime, and so we had the light on. We heard some weird noise in the hallway, so we rounded into the hallway, and Laura had her back facing the door, just next to the door frame, and I was facing into the room, sort of. And it was equal parts hilarious and just freakish as heck. But I look over Laura's shoulder and the door is slowly closing. I just stared over her shoulder like, and I remember Laura did this. We just tear down the hall, up the stairs. We're not gonna deal with that. But I end up, because I'm stupid, go down to go turn off the light. Except I walk down the hall and the door is back open and the lights are off. To say that kind of freaked me out is a severe understatement. As far as the lady in the white nightdress, that's what we call her, the lady in the white nightdress was the star of most of our paranormal experiences in the Temple House. What's funny is that when we would compare stories especially my dad and I. When I would tell my dad this, I would say she was wearing like a dress, like a white, and he was like a white nightgown, and I was like, yes! There was a feeling of having several things living in our house that weren't us. I never verified it with my family or whatnot, but I felt like there was always like a very fair amount of people in our house that weren't us. And you don't have to believe in ghosts, but to me, I believe, because I've had so many experiences that have been so strange, and these are just a few of them from that house, it's kind of hard for me to deny that it's real. Not gonna go into details of what happened at this house, because I have heard you're not supposed to talk about paranormal experiences in the place that it's happened. So yeah, those are my paranormal experiences from the Temple house. If you enjoyed it, do give it a big thumbs up and comment down below any paranormal experiences you might have had in your life that you find interesting, because I love hearing about these stories. Comment, tell me a story. Tell me a story. I told you a story, now it's your turn. What am I doing? So yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have the best Halloween season ever, and I'll catch you on the flip side. I clicked too soon. I don't know. Ha! Halloween!